Welcome to another episode of the Brotherhood Podcast.
Baby.
I am Crimson Ink.
I am Black Rose.
And obviously, as always, the Brotherhood here to do the damn thing.
Always.
Talk our shit, talk some shit, talk about shit.
And shit talk.
Shit talk. Yeah, so
That's what we do.
shit talk. But before we started recording, you were talking about something that I guess Boss had said about doing a versus against TDE.
Dreamville versus TDE will be a dope versus. But I think based off how these verses are going, it might not even like be a consideration. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like based off the vibe of the verses, I don't think that goes with it. However, I wouldn't mind seeing them do a, you know what I mean? A versus type situation.
I don't know, man, because I feel like, see, the thing, I think versus to me only works when you have older established acts with the catalog that works. I feel like obviously they have between them, there's like a bunch of hits and stuff like that, but they have, I don't think that we can say that they've been in the game as a collective long enough to have what you would call like legacy joints. Like, to me, all the best verses so far have been between like acts that have been around for a while, that have like a catalog that people would consider old heads at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think it's like versus ain't really a young man's game in that sense.
Nah.
I feel like you have to have been around, have something established, because that's what people are going off of. You know, it's the nostalgia factor. Like, if you play a song that you have out now, it's like, man,
no one
gives a fuck. Like,
shit.
You know what I mean? That's not gonna beat, you know, something that as soon as somebody hears it, it brings back memories and shit like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I can see this happening, and I can see it being big, but at the same time, I don't see those records hitting the same way because you know we're talking a different era. Like, you have to appeal to a certain kind of era for that one to work, to a certain crowd, and that crowd is the in-between crowd.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're not old heads, they're not the young cats, they're right there in between somewhere.
They just know. They know the music, but they, you know what I mean? They're still fresh enough to understand what's popping today. So like they don't have an issue getting with these verses at all. Like it's like our sister Maya, she's like younger than us. And by standard, she's a 9, you know what I mean? She's born in the 90s baby, but she knows all the stuff that we know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she can still enjoy the verses. Like, I get what you're saying, because there's not a lot of older cats that know about everybody in TD and Dreamville, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and then there's not a lot of younger cats who are looking for everybody, because a lot of them rap. Like, it's different, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a whole lot of, you know, poppy shit like that between them, but you know, and so let's go with this. Who has the better roster? TDE or Dreamville?
Man, it just depends on how you look at it, I guess.
I need an answer, bro. Who has the better roster? TDE or Dreamville? I need an answer.
I'm gonna have to say Dreamville.
You say Dreamville?
Yeah.
I gotta go TDE.
I don't know. TDE's dope. Like, they got dope they have dope lyricists. Like, I mean, they got SZA. Now they picked up Sir. I mean, there's people, dope art, but like with Dreamville, they're more well-rounded. Like, there's a lot of different variations of artists in Dreamville. Like Earth Gang. Earth Gang is just completely different, period. And they're on Dreamville.
Well, who is Earth Gang smoking in Dreamville? Who they beating?
in
besides Schoolboy Q?
Isaiah Rashad, probably.
I don't know, man. You got Reason up in there too. I'm just saying, like,
you're right.
You got Ab Soul, you got J Rock, and then we're not even talking about Kendrick.
I don't know, dog. Like I said, I feel like in a whole scene, I think J. Cole's better than Kendrick. That's just me. So like, that doesn't make it like.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it is a tough one, because then on the other side you have Dreamville. You got
Ari Lennox.
You got Ari Lennox, who I put over SZA. That's personally. Then you
Kaz,
you got
JID, Boz, Earth Gang. Like, dude, they got a squad, yo. Like, I don't know.
I can dig it, man. I think that would be whack as fuck to watch live, to be honest. I wouldn't want to watch that shit. That shit ain't gonna have the same.
It's not gonna have the same appeal.
And the bar is so high now. because of fucking Jadakiss, nigga.
Yeah,
the bar is so goddamn high.
It's crazy.
Like who wants to follow? I'm not following that shit.
Nah,
I'm gonna have to come a couple of months, nigga.
After the after guy, like so after this, the next one and the next one, then I'll think about it. Like you know what I mean? Like Jadakiss kind of set the standard for this whole.
No, he didn't kind of set anything. That nigga set the standard.
He set the fucking bar. Like, so there's nothing, unless you're going above that, I don't think anyone's going to be excited about these things anymore. Like, especially when it comes to hip hop. Like,
yeah.
if you ain't doing that, it's a wrap. Oh, on the flip side, dude, why are they trying to do a Lil Durk versus Chief Keef versus, dog?
Why?
I have no idea.
Like,
but why? No one is.
That must be like, that has to only be for like young Chicago, nigga. Because I don't see who else is gonna fuck with this shit.
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that.
I don't know. I wouldn't watch that shit. I feel like, once again, Versus has transformed. Like at first it was play your song, I'll play my song, and we'll see what happens. Now that there's live performances in the mix, man, it's a different ball game. And honestly, a lot of these young cats can't perform. Like they don't know how. They know their songs. They know how to rap them, and people and the younger crowd is gonna go, but they don't know how to perform.
That's true.
Like performing is an art, man. If you just look at what Jadakiss and the Lox did. They performed the shit out of that. They put on a show. It wasn't just them doing their songs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They were actually out there doing it.
That shit that's different. It's way different, and I just don't see that happening with it. That's why I feel like like I said, I think they all need to be legacy acts, just period.
Yep, true.
Like, if they're not going to be legacy acts, then they have to find a way to do it to where, because even when Timbaland and Swiss did it on stage, it wasn't the same because these niggas don't rap in their songs.
Yeah,
so they're just playing the songs again. Like, so it's like, it was cool, but it still wasn't like, oh shit, it didn't have that.
Yeah, right.
It didn't have that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Where can they go from verses? Like, what's a verse that they can do? Besides, obviously, outside of getting like Kanye in there, you know what I mean, and Jay or somebody like. But
who would Jay go against?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Like,
it doesn't matter because whoever he goes against is taking the L.
They're taking the L. Like, this nigga Jay-Z got hit, and he got even like on his albums. People love shit that's not hits on the radio.
Yeah, and that's what makes it better, man.
That's gonna be that's hard to beat. Just is, man.
Pretty much. I don't know, man, but even like in general, like I don't know where we can go with verses now. Like I said, the bar is set so fucking high. I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, that's hip hop though. Like, what do you think about singing? See, because they're trying to do a Fantasia versus Jennifer Hudson. Like,
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't know. Like, if we're talking about vocal ability, I'd love to see it because those two can really sing.
Yeah, but then we're also talking that. But then you have to throw in the songs, man.
That's
Jennifer Hudson's catalog is not that deep.
No, it's not.
It's not that deep.
You're right.
I can't name 5 off the top of my head. Like, that's the thing. I can name 5 Fantasia. I don't even fuck with Fantasia like that. But I can name it. I can name those.
Right.
But this just proves to me that everybody's ducking Jasmine Sullivan, man.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Y'all, nobody want
that smoke.
Nobody want that Jasmine Sullivan smoke. Because when it comes to the stage and we got to sing, oh shit.
Yeah, nobody.
It's a done deal.
Nobody
Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah, Jasmine Sullivan's smoking fucking everybody.
Yeah, she's not playing. Yeah, Jasmine Sullivan can sing her ass off.
Song wise, vocal wise, like I don't know who want that smoke.
Nobody wants that smoke with Jasmine.
Who wants that smoke?
Nobody wants that because no.
No,
not at all, yo.
No.
She literally does what she wants on her albums, and she can sing her ass off.
And she can sing her ass off. That's the best part. That's like a plus. Like it's like there's a lot of singers who have good songs that we will always remember.
Right. And
then there's a lot of singers that just can't sing, but they have good songs that we'll always remember.
K-Sweat. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to be the one to say it and burst on everybody's bubble, but it is. It's the facts.
Yeah, Keith-Sweat can't
Keith-Sweat isn't like, you know, I'm not calling this man a vocalist in any way, shape, or form, or nothing like that.
He can produce his ass off. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like you got to know your voice too.
Heck yeah.
I've never heard Keith Sweat try to like
overdo it.
Yeah, I've never heard him be like, nah, here we go. Here's the moment. Crescendo time.
I'm about to do it. I'm about to riff.
Kind of stays in his pocket, man, and it works.
Yeah,
it works.
I'll give him that because, nigga.
I mean, it's like, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's John Legend, man. That nigga can't sing for shit for me.
You know what?
I always thought that nigga sound like elevator music, bro. Like
I can see that.
He's just he's like because there were no crooners, he was like, he just shoved his way in there. Nigga. I was like, yep, I guess I'm here now.
Yeah, here we are.
But I mean, to me, that nigga trash. That nigga always been trash to me.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I like Get Lifted. But after that, man, fucking everything that nigga's done has been whack as fuck.
I don't know. The second one was cool.
I didn't even remember. I don't even remember the name of it. And you can't even remember the name of it off the top of your head, so it couldn't have been that dope.
It was Another Again.
What was it called?
Another Again.
That's a stupid ass name for an album. All I'm saying is, this shit was ass.
No, he had some joints on there, but the first
man,
that nigga was the shit.
That nigga John Legend's whack. That nigga's gonna be in a fucking restaurant, in a fucking hotel restaurant somewhere, playing fucking tunes for the rest of it. That's how I envision that nigga.
Didn't that used to be John Legend?
That nigga, that's how I envision. Whenever I hear this nigga's song, especially as soon as I hear the piano, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. I hate that whole, well, he can play the piano. I don't give a fuck, man. Lots of people can play the piano.
So can Tank.
It's not a fuck. It's like it's a skill for sure, but it doesn't mean that you're better than somebody else. Like, you still got to do the work and
make it sound good.
Make shit that I like. Me specifically, I don't give a fuck about nobody else. If you ain't making shit that I like, fuck you.
Damn.
Speaking of shit that I like, which is odd because I haven't heard it yet, but Blue, Mickey Fax, and Knots dropped the album.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet, but
it's like 6 songs. I looked it up this morning because I knew Blue was working on a project because he had been posting shit on Instagram, but I thought it was gonna be another Blue and Exile joint. I didn't see this shit coming.
Nah, that's kind of dope. I'm gonna have to peep that one because I don't know. I don't really like Mickey Fax. Maybe it's just me. I don't really fuck with him like that. I don't think he's that dope.
I think this shit has got him overhyped for sure.
Yeah, well, him and Death and Royce got him overhyped.
That's what I think. A lot of people are like riding his dick and shit like that.
And I kept saying to myself, it wasn't that. It wasn't even all that.
Nah, it was cool.
It was aight.
But it wasn't. Yeah, just relax, son. You are lucky that Royce doesn't feel like responding to any of this bullshit, and I'm actually glad that he's not.
Yeah, me too. Because
I do want to check out this album, man, because I like Blue. I think Blue is probably one of those underrated dudes, even amongst hip hop.
He's for sure underrated.
Wasn't he a part of that same freshman class with Wale and all that?
Yes, nigga,
that shit was dope.
They had a nice squad on that one. Asher Roth was on that one.
Yeah.
Wale, Blue, Cool Kids, B.O.B. Cole was on the one with Nipsey.
I thought that was Cole. I thought that was 2009, right?
No,
that was 2000.
No, 2011. It was 2011 because J. Cole, Nipsey, J. Rock were all in the same one.
Okay.
And who else was on that one? Was OJ the Juice Man. That's why I remember it because his freestyle was trash. Freddie Gibbs was on that one.
Freddie Gibbs is nice.
Freddie Gibbs is dope. They had a couple. They had some good ones, but then I was like, why the fuck did they pick you? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, okay. Can Asher Roth rap?
Yeah.
Is he good?
He's nice at rapping. I don't really like his body of work. Maybe it's just...
Because I was going to say, the only thing I've heard was that I Love College shit, and I hated that fucking song.
I didn't really like that song.
That shit was like...
But that dude, he did on the Beeman remix, he killed.
I remember you were telling me about that shit, that Beeman remix.
On that song with him. It was crazy. It was him, Blue, and Talib Kweli. A song with them three. And Asher Roth killed that one too. He merged verses. He just... I don't think he's a good songwriter. He's one of those kids in the lunch area where a white kid, you knew he could rap, so you just kept letting him be part of the squad.
Right, I know what you mean. I get it.
But he can't rap. He just... I'm not impressed by Asher Roth. It's just not.
All right, fair. Yeah, because I've always wondered about that because I've heard his name be mentioned and shit like that, but I've never heard or felt like I should go look for anything this nigga was doing. Right. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. And maybe that's just too. It's as a white rapper, I feel like you kind of have to impress me. This is not to anybody in particular, or whatever, but I just feel like you being white, you can't just be mediocre and be okay, because we treat black rappers when they're mediocre like they're trash. You know what I mean? We treat good rappers like they're mediocre. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you're gonna be white, you can't. I'm not giving you that he's pretty good for a white guy. Shit, you got to be dope. Period.
Facts.
And I felt like after hearing that I Love College shit, I didn't even know he was supposed to be a rapper. Like, you know what I mean? I thought he was supposed to be like, you know, some guy, some like singer who just happened to rap on that song. You know what I mean? Like, people do that. Pop stars do that shit all the time. So I didn't think anything of it, and I never even considered him a rapper. And I didn't even know that until we were doing our joints, our posse cuts and shit. And you brought out that he was on that shit, and I was like, "What the fuck is Asher Roth on this shit?"
It was a dope ass song too. Like Asher Roth, like I said, he does good in verses. That's what I've noticed. If he's featuring on something, he good. Like he got a song with Anderson .Paak called "Make It Work." Dope. Did a good job on the song, but like I said, his body work just ain't that great. I didn't really check for him after the I Love College thing because I didn't really like the song I Love College. I didn't understand.
Yeah,
I didn't understand the hype behind it because it wasn't that dope to me. Like.
I get, and that's me, and I feel like that's why I feel like I just disconnected because I didn't like the song.
Right.
I didn't get the purpose of it. I mean, I get obviously who that shit was targeted to. Obviously, the college students are gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, I love college."
Totally love college.
But I mean, I don't really care.
Nah,
I don't.
It's not even.
care.
It ain't even worth it.
I don't really care.
It's not worth it.
Not at all.
But yeah, you know, hip hop, dog.
What the fuck is that shit?
Hip hop, nigga. It be like that sometimes, yo.
Hey, okay. So have you been watching What If? The fucking Marvel joints?
I haven't seen it. What is it on?
Disney Plus.
Oh, I need to get Disney Plus. All I gotta
just go to Moms or come here, nigga. I got that shit. I mean, I got Moms, but it's pretty much the same thing.
No, I haven't watched it, but I heard some of the scenarios.
This shit is pretty fire. I'll just say check that shit out. They got the fucking the one where T'Challa becomes Star-Lord.
Yeah, I want to see that shit.
That shit
look kind of cool.
That shit is like funny as fuck to me because it's like that nigga's super competent at his fucking job. Like whatever it is he set out to do, he did that shit. Like that very first scene where Star-Lord comes in and he's like, "I'm Star-Lord." And he was like, "Who?" Nah, that shit don't happen. That nigga was like, "I'm Star-Lord." He was like, "Holy shit, Star-Lord." I was like, "Yo, let me get a picture. Let me get an autograph." That shit is fucking dope. Like, that shit is dope. And it was Chadwick Boseman's last body of work, basically, man. So that shit hit a little differently.
Yeah, no, I got
that shit was this. Yeah,
I see that. But that
shit hard to feel.
I was hearing all good things though. I knew that was gonna be kind of fire because I mean, what if shit? Nigga.
Oh, okay. I had another one that I need to talk about. Did you know that they were making an Emmett Till movie?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, how do you feel about it?
I don't think they should make one. I don't know if it's a good idea though. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know if I want to watch a movie. I didn't see all these slave movies. We didn't see the movies where we get our asses whooped all the time in the civil rights era. Like, I don't know if I want to see another movie like this where it shows us getting punished again, like for nothing. Like, and this kid did really absolutely nothing wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Got beat to a pulp over some white lady lying who lied before her deathbed. How fucking ironic, you know what I'm saying?
Think for me, I'm like torn. On one hand, we're getting a black director, black writer, black actors, black crew, all that shit. So I'm for that. But at the same time, like I agree with you, man. Some things like there's just no point in revisiting because to me it becomes a who is this for situation,
right?
You know what I mean? Because I personally think a lot of times what ends up happening, just in general, like you ever see like a commercial where it's like, "Hey, don't hit women," and it's like, duh. You know what I mean? It's like, who is that for?
Right.
Because the person who is hitting the women isn't going to see that commercial and be like, you know what? I'm doing a bad thing.
Yeah, right.
That's why I'm like, who is this movie for? Like, I read that fucking book, the Mississippi fucking trials. I don't want to fucking relive that shit. I was pissed. I remember reading that shit in high school and just being pissed off. I was mad at every white person in my class. They had no idea why. Like, shit
because when you read something, you get a visual for yourself. So you see it however it's perceived to you.
And you already know how my brain was on 10, bro. I saw that shit in HD and I'm just like, yo, every fucking motherfucker in here could get shot right now and I wouldn't even feel bad. And that's how I felt. I don't want to do that. I think that at a certain point, the problem is that these are the movies that always end up nominated, which is a bigger problem for me because it just says, like, you look at it, okay, 12 Years a Slave. I think the only movie that didn't have anything to do with, like, slavery that was nominated in the past, like a black movie, would have to be Moonlight.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, dope. But then, like, next thing you know, we got another one. It always has to be something, like you said, that
shows our struggle, our pain,
our trauma.
Yeah,
like
what?
The only time we can get it is if our trauma is passed on. I feel like there's so many good movies out there that could have been nominated. And I also think, since we're having that conversation, it's a bigger conversation, especially when it comes to like the Grammys. I feel like the standards are dumb.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like there are a lot of good movies that should be nominated that will never get nominated because they don't fit the criteria of what it means to be an Oscar-worthy movie, which is basically a bunch of crying, too much talking.
Yeah,
you know what
drama.
I mean? Like that's
people picking out lines and quotes from the movie because it's not the action, it's the deepness of the line.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
that's bullshit. Did you enjoy the movie or show or not?
I always say one of the things that could have easily been nominated for a fucking Oscar was Liar Liar.
Yes,
yes, that movie is.
That movie is
almost
classic.
Perfect. Like
yes, that movie is classic.
And it's good. It's funny. It has a plot. It has all kinds of compelling characters.
It's dope as like
the only problem is the kid couldn't act. But like you
didn't really need him to.
You don't need him to. He's got a couple of lines here and there.
Jim Carrey pretty much carried the movie.
But I mean, like, but that's the whole thing. Like, it's a movie like that could have been nominated. I feel like there are superhero movies that should be fucking nominated for something other than fucking special effects. Like,
right.
But we don't have, but they don't fit the criteria, and it's just the same thing with the Grammys, especially when it comes to hip hop.
Yep.
Because I personally feel that they basically give the Oscar to the person that they think can bring them the most PR. But I don't always think it goes to the person who had the best album. Case in point, Macklemore won over Kendrick. Now you're going to tell me that whatever that piece of shit that Macklemore brought to the table was better than Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, there's
no album that year was better than Good Kid, Mad City.
Right, that was the banger of this year. I don't care what no one.
And that's the problem.
And that's crazy. And that is true as fuck. I remember hearing that, like, Macklemore. Who else was in the category? When they said Kendrick, I was like, there's no...
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter after that. Like,
that's why nobody said anything. Nobody was like, Macklemore won over whoever else was dropped the album that year. It was Macklemore won over Kendrick.
Like,
we knew Kendrick should have won that shit. Period. You know what I mean? Rhapsody's been nominated for 2, which I think is just lip service, but she ain't won. She's losing to the fucking Migos, nigga. Like,
how the fuck does that happen?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, what the fuck is you talking about? Nas finally wins a Grammy.
Nas finally wins one. But even then, let's look at that. That one, that fucking category was stacked.
Yeah.
Nas,
it was solid.
Royce,
D-Smoke.
Freddie Gibbs, D-Smoke. That is a solid ass fucking group.
No, and I was shocked when I saw the nominees. I was like,
this is the first time that they actually got it right this time.
That
is one of the first times I've seen it where I've been like, everybody here deserves to fucking be
everybody
here.
here to be like, this is a dope little lineup. I was glad that Nas won. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy for him because
I mean it was overdue.
This shit.
It was fucking overdue.
Nas has been writing some classic albums, and he finally gets a Grammy.
But that to me shows you like the unappreciation of hip hop from mainstream media.
Right.
Because you know what I just watched last night? The fucking documentary about the fucking Malice at the Palace. Remember that shit when Ron Artest and them was busting niggas' heads in the stands?
Oh yeah.
So I was watching that documentary, and it's amazing how as soon as that shit happened, the media's correlation to hip hop was instantaneous. Them niggas was like, oh, it's a hip hop culture, and these thugs, like they use that word so many times, thugs and hip hop. And I feel like the media looks at it that way, right? So they don't feel like when it comes to the Grammys, how could you feel a way giving a fucking Grammy to fucking Ice Cube for a fucking for an album with America and with 3 Ks in that shit? You know what I mean? Of course they're not going to do that. Does it mean it wasn't a good album? No, they just don't know what the fuck they talking about. You know what I mean? And
however, see, because that's a gray area. Because Eminem says crazy shit.
But he's also white.
That's what I was gonna say. You could see that adverse right there, because Eminem did the exact, basically on his side of things, did the exact same thing Ice Cube did, basically. Ice Cube was expressing himself, right?
And that always ends up happening.
But Eminem said specifically, You think I give a damn about a Grammy? Half of you critics can't even stung me, let alone stand me. However,
but he's won that. How many has he got? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Look at it. Where's your phone at? Look that shit up real quick. Because I know he's got. There's a thing. Like, I know somebody pointed out the fucking thing. Like, he's got more than a couple like top notch rappers combined. I think Biggie is in there, Tupac, all them. You know what I mean? And the fact is, that's sad, and it's not a knock. Once again, because we have to keep saying this, because I feel like people will automatically be like, "Oh, you're hating on Eminem." No, it's not a knock on Eminem. It's a knock on the fucking system, because it is amazing how that exact same kind of content is more acceptable from a white guy. They don't deem it thug behavior. It's just some white guy being a crazy white guy. Like, that's how they look at it. What you got?
All right, let's see.
You counting them up? 3, 6, that's already too many.
9, 12, 13.
That's already too many.
16.
That's a lot.
16 Grammys.
That's a lot.
What the fuck?
How many does Jay-Z have?
Let's see. Oh my God, this nigga got 16 Grammys.
I think he's only got like 3 or 4.
Really?
I could be mistaken.
Let's see.
Because I know for a fact, I think Hard Knock Life got one.
No, he's got more than 3.
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15,
come on.
18.
Oh, there we go.
21, 22.
There we go. Okay. Balance. You know what I mean?
Got 22.
But even then, I feel like, it still is a thing. Like, Jay is an anomaly.
Right.
Because I feel like somehow he lives in pop spaces without actually being pop.
Right.
Like, that's just weird. White people just like him, and they don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't think they understand it. But, yeah, like, Ice Cube has had classics. Absolute classics. You know what I mean? All Eyes on Me. Classic. Ready to Die. Classic. Like, what does it take? You know what I mean? And then in today's age, I don't know what the criteria is, because it can't be based on rap. You know what I mean? Like this last year might have been the one time I was like,
this is based on rap.
A rapper, like an MC, is going to win no matter what happens.
Yeah, right.
Not a pop guy, not a pop rapper, not a club rapper, not any of these like sub fucking genres. An MC, a lyricist, is going to fucking win best hip hop album. But when are they going to get in that best album category? Album of the year or whatever it is. Right. When is that going to be a thing? You know what I mean? I can't 100% speak to that because I don't listen to a whole bunch of other shit. But I feel like King's Disease could have been in there. Could have been as a best album, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like, what's the criteria? How do we decide who gets to be in their category and who gets to also be on the outside, period? And I mean, I don't know who's on that committee, but I've always been a fuck the Grammys guy anyway, man. I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, who gives a shit about that? Like,
that honestly, shit is lip service at best, man.
Yeah, and they're just trying to like push a wave a certain way. Like, that's how I feel. Like, when you give people awards, it's because you want them to kind of move, like make things move and shit like that. Like, that's not like pure art. You're not giving it to them because the fucking album was great. Because
I feel like is there an award show that does that? Like, I know for acting, it's the Screen Actors Guild, like the SAG Awards, because you're voted by your peers.
Right.
So I think like that is it has to be the purest form of getting an award. I think that's why a lot of actors will say like, oh, this one means more to me than the Oscar and stuff like that, because it is like, it's one thing to have the committee of stuffy old white dudes tell you that they like your shit, but it's another to have your peers, the people who are top notch at your level, doing the shit that you're doing.
Hell yeah.
That's talking actors, producers, directors, writers, say, hey, you were the best this year. Like, that's got to mean a lot more to me. I feel like let's say if there was like a hip hop awards, like an actual hip hop awards, not that BET bullshit, like an actual hip hop awards where they got the rappers together, the top guys, or what, not even the top, just get all the rappers together, and they say, hey, this is the best new rapper, this is the best album, this is the best video, this is the best whatever. Get them together to do that shit, and I guarantee you it sounds it's a different outcome, because it's like, it's a different level of respect. Like, once you have to get to the nitty gritty of it, it's not about who had the most sales, who had the most streams, who had any of that shit. It's about it's about who rappers look at like, yeah, that nigga was on top of his game this year.
Yep.
Like, y'all fucking around and this nigga just smoked you. He didn't even drop an album, but this nigga is the best rapper this year, period. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like I would love to see that shit.
Right.
I would love to see. And then, but we are going to do something like that when fucking New Year's rolls around. We are going to do our own little mini award show.
That's dope.
That's going to be fun as fuck. It's going to be fun. I'm going to wear a tux, maybe.
You're going to wear a tux?
I might wear a tux. Yeah, I'm going to dress up for the occasion.
Oh my
fuck
God.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, guess I'm wearing a tux.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel you, my nigga. Like, I swear I never fuck with the Grammys anyway. I don't fuck with the BET Awards like that. I only watch Cyphers if it's good.
Have they still been doing that?
Yeah.
Or have I just been missing that shit?
Yeah,
Because I feel like without Slaughterhouse, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't know. Have they had any, like, legitimately dope ones?
No, not really. Not as of late.
Because I don't know. I feel like...
I don't feel like they're trying. I feel like they're just putting shit together now at this point. And, like, because it used to be dope. Like, they used to have some dope. Like, that one with Black Thought, Most, and Eminem was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
That shit was crazy. I don't think... They were like, what the fuck? What was these niggas doing together in the same cipher? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that
you know,
shit.
You had Shady and Slaughterhouse body that shit 3 years in a row. Like, it's a lost art, man. It really is. I feel like today's kids don't care about that shit. And that's part of the problem too, because the catering is obviously to the generation that does the most. The generation that watches the most TV, listens to the most music, whatever the case may be, but fuck. They don't know what the fuck you know what I mean? I always equate it to like wrestling. Like, everybody always says, oh, you have to give the fans what they want. It's like, no, the fuck you don't.
No, you don't.
The fans don't even know what the fuck they want.
Until you present it to them, yo.
And that, thank you. Like, that's it right there. Hulk Hogan was an trash in WCW. That nigga was garbage. He was god awful, and everybody started hating this nigga. And then all of a sudden, this nigga turned on fucking Macho Man, and it is revealed to be that third person of the NWO. Now all of a sudden, yeah, exactly. And it was one of the greatest runs of all time. But that couldn't have happened if the fans had it their way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can't do what the fucking fans want.
If the fans had it their way, Hulk Hogan would still be trash.
He be in red and yellow doing his shit still. Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
I'm a trash ass wrestler, brother, but I always get over because white people love me, brother. Fuck that nigga. If I see Hulk Hogan, I'll slap the shit out of him.
Dog shit out that nigga. I'll dog his shit.
I slap that nigga. I slap him in his face. Don't give a fuck about no Hogan.
Nigga, who cares about Hogan, nigga? Like, what the fuck?
You see Damon Wayans wants to do a comedy versus, which I'm already
against Dave Chappelle. First off, congratulations to Dave Chappelle for winning the Mark Twain Award.
That shit was like a year ago, nigga.
Oh, well, shit, I just saw it. And that's awesome, by the way, because Richard Pryor is the only other nigga that won that shit.
That shit's dope, though.
That's dope as fuck. There's no fucking way I'm going to watch Damon Wayans and Dave Chappelle do a versus together on comedy because I don't even know what the fuck that entails. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
What are they going to do?
Or these
play each other's movies, fucking play each other's comedy specials?
I'm saying, like, in order for that shit to work, it has to be them doing like 5-minute sets a piece.
Yeah.
And whoever gets the best reaction wins. I don't know, man. Like, a comedy versus sounds absolutely fucking awful.
That sounds stupid.
That's like an artist's versus. Like, we're both going to draw pictures and see who likes. Like, I don't understand. Like, this. It works with music. And it just doesn't work with everything else.
What are you going to do? You're going to put your stand-up comedies against each other? All right, I'm going to play this one. Then I'm going to play this one. First off, Dave Chappelle's going to kill them. So it doesn't.
But then, even then, it's like with stand-up, it's not about quantity. It's like quality. Yeah. You could have. You look at Eddie Murphy's got 2 of the most iconic stand-ups of all time.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm pretty sure that's it. Like, those are the only like specials he's got.
I think that's it.
But you don't need it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't want to see a fucking comedy version. I heard somebody throw this around before too. It was like Kevin Hart and Cat Williams or some shit like that. I don't want to see that shit either. No. I don't want to see neither one of these niggas tell knock jokes all day. I got no fucking time for that shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that shit sound awful as fuck to me.
I'm not even fucking with it. I don't think it's a good idea.
I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's the terrible idea. It's
not. It's not a good idea.
I just don't see versus is only going to work with music. Period. I don't think it's ever going to be able to.
That's that simple.
You're not going to be able to broaden this platform to other shit because it's going to be. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll eat those words. But as of right now, I just don't see that shit happening.
You're not wrong. Even if they try to do it, even if there's an attempt, it's still not going to come out the way they want it. It's not.
That's just true to me. That's just true.
Happen. Because what are you? If you're trying to do the same format as the music one, this is going to be a fucking disaster. Like, cause what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
That's really all it is. Like, what can you do? What the fuck?
Tell jokes for 5 minutes. Dude,
I just think it's stupid.
That's stupid.
I just think it's dumb, man.
Might as well just go outside and have a Yo Mama competition.
That would be better. Just like roast. Let's get a roast session going.
Roast session, like do that. Don't try to make a comment. Don't try to make this more sophisticated than it is.
I just don't. I don't see it working.
No,
I just don't see it working. This shit's gonna be whack as fuck.
It's fucking stupid. Damon Wayans, this was a stupid idea.
This was a very stupid fucking idea.
You're funny, but
you're stupid for having it.
Yeah, Richard, this was a stupid idea.
You called him out. That's the worst part. Is you called him out.
Called Dave Chappelle.
And you don't even know the format. Nobody knows the fucking format. That's so dumb as fuck.
Call somebody else some shit that you don't even know what's gonna happen. How did that work for you, Damon Wayans?
That is like a nigga calling you out to an MMA fight. He's never fought MMA. But he has no idea what it is. He was like, I thought we were just gonna throw some hands. He was like, no, there's gonna be kicks and submissions and body slams. They can get in here.
Bones get broken here. What the fuck are you doing in here?
I don't know. But I feel like the whole idea of versus. Because versus is weird to me because it has now it's starting to like you're starting to see people are just saying names.
Bobby Brown versus Keith Sweat was not a good one.
That shit makes no sense.
Sorry,
to me. That shit made no sense.
Also, even Trina was god awful.
That shit made no sense to me.
I don't understand what motherfuckers is picking. All right,
and it's like. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's got to make sense.
Yeah,
you can't just put two niggas and say, "Hey."
What Relum? The Keith Sweat, Bobby
nigga,
Brown.
You are still saying Relum.
I don't care. I'm gonna say it every time.
Spell Relum.
You said pancakes for the longest time.
Nigga, no, I don't give a fuck. That's two different things. All right, that's not even the same. You
had extra letters.
Okay, but here's the thing. No one was correcting me. You are fucking 30. How old, nigga? 6?
Hey yo. First off, Relum is a word to me.
Relum is not a word, nigga. Spell Relum.
RELUM.
Nigga, I fucking hate you. Relum. Nigga, fuck out of here. But no, but you're right though, because I felt like the first couple, because it was like Timbaland and Swiss, even though I don't put them in the same category as far as how they produce, but it was fun, man. It was fun. It was something that they had been doing behind the scenes a couple of times anyways for shits and giggles. And then they just did it because the pandemic was on, and they were like, "Fuck, man, we can't let people just be bored as fuck all day.
Let's do this.
So they did something for fun." I like that. But then you had like Jonta Austin. Was it Jonta Austin versus Neo? Yeah. I can see that, even though Jonta Austin ends up smoking this nigga because he's written for fucking Aaliyah and something to fucking
doing his own songs, which is
that nigga should have pulled out some
big out that Beyonce.
I was gonna say but then you get RZA versus DJ Premier. I like that.
Yeah, that was.
And
cool.
then it showed me that I didn't even know RZA had some of the shit in his arsenal that he had. Like that was fucking dope. And then we start getting to the artists, you know what I mean? Now you got the Ludacris versus Nelly. It made sense, even though I think that Ludacris won. But the internet says Nelly won.
How does that work?
We got the Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. That makes sense.
We
had
versus Monica.
It doesn't. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go out and say I don't think that makes sense. I feel like because they did that one song that people put them in that same category, but they are not. I don't think they're in the same category.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I don't think they're in the same category.
The era that this was going
because
down,
as far as I'm concerned, Monica smokes brandy.
Well, yeah, but that's not the point here. The point is, that's what it was, nigga. Ever since the Boys Mind, that's how everybody's seen it. So from that point on until now,
it's fucking weird, man.
It might be.
That's weird. It's weird how your mind just goes to that shit. I got okay. We get 112. And Jagged Edge, which I think might have been the most perfect one so far. And, 112 won that shit. Sorry, Malcolm.
That happens.
We've had good ones. The Keisha Cole Ashanti one makes sense. They're around the same era, maybe like a year or two apart.
That was like watching your aunties try to out-sing each other.
The idea made sense. The having them together just didn't make any sense. It was a train wreck, man. Ashanti kept trying to duck out. Catching COVID.
I'm good, dog.
Shanti ain't catching no goddamn COVID.
All of a sudden.
She's like, oh, guys, no, I got to rethink my strategy. I was listening to Keisha Cole's catalog and realized.
And that shit, I'm not going to fuck with her. That's what
Shanti got some fucking hits.
She do, though.
And she's on some fucking hits.
Yeah, she is.
Like, I would have just played a bunch of Ja Rule shit and just let that carry me to victory, nigga. But, I get it. You got to stand on your own, too, at some point. She was playing songs that I didn't even know existed, nigga. Like, I was like, what the fuck are you doing right now? Hawk's Life? No one asked you for that fucking song.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That song wasn't good anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Who asked for that shit?
Nobody.
Anyway.
Pocketed in it.
It was garbage. The song itself was trash. I don't give a fuck.
It's a dumb song. It's not even good.
Then who else did we get? Soulja Boy and Bow Wow. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about that either way because I feel like Bow Wow smokes Soulja Boy
every time.
It's not even
here's the thing is why I just caught this on a random. But why the fuck did Soulja Boy bring Romeo out stage? And like,
I saw that shit too.
And I was like, yo, I don't know if because it looked like Romeo and Bow Wow still weren't like all the way cool with this situation. Like,
this nigga said, he was like, hey Bow, I know that you the Michael Jordan of this shit, but me and him are the LeBron and Kobe. I was like, wait, of what?
Apparently the little kid rappers. Okay,
that's what I kept thinking. Who said that shit? He was like, of this shit. I was like, of what?
Yeah, like, but I think it's kind of. I think it's probably like the little kid rap. But what you can't. You can't.
You were like the only one.
Yeah, no, he can't make that claim. Nigga. I'm sorry. ABC. There's ABC. There's fucking.
But no, I'm just saying, nigga. How
is he the Kobe? And Soulja Boy? How's the Soulja LeBron?
This shit. First off, Romeo ain't even Kobe.
He's nowhere.
Nigga, if we're gonna be 100% honest,
Chris Childs, nigga.
No, this nigga is Mark Madsen, nigga. This nigga was lucky to be on a championship team.
Fact, nigga. Bill Walton, nigga.
Bruh, he is lucky. He is lucky his dad is who he is.
Period.
Because he could not if Romeo did not have those ties, he would have never gone anywhere. That nigga was garbage for a child.
Nigga, he was terrible.
All children are terrible. That's a fact. Terrible. But to be terrible Romeo for a child is terrible. The only child who wasn't terrible was MC Guyver.
Yeah, she's
fucking. And I don't know what the fuck she's doing these days, man. But I hope she's fucking out there roasting.
She was a beast. Oh my god.
Yeah, what the fuck was this nigga talking? That shit made me feel some kind of way.
I
wanted to punch that nigga through my phone. I was like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
And you know what? And you know what makes it worse is no one can take it back. So it's already been said.
That shit's already been said. But then no one can really dispute it because no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Like, you can be like, he's like, yeah, you the fucking Michael Jordan of this shit. Of what, nigga? Just of what?
Of kid performers, I guess.
Oh my god, nope. I'm gonna get those niggas. What was those niggas' names? The Biv 10 Pee-wees. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah. Little Kenny. That's the only thing I remember. It's Little Kenny, nigga.
Holy shit. Those nigga, 99 was a weird year, nigga. I wonder if I can find that shit, nigga.
Yo, we're gonna find that shit.
I want to post that shit.
Oh
my god.
I remember when we first saw that, we were like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
First off, we don't have enough of these little motherfuckers. We don't have enough of you guys, and now you guys are all in a group.
There's 10 of these niggas.
And dog, there's 10 of these niggas.
That shit was bad, bro.
It was trying to be like Little Wu-Tang, and it did not work. Because they were from New York. So,
nigga, that shit was weird as fuck to me, man. I
just felt like I was watching like It's a Small World After All come alive and start fucking rapping. Nigga, that's what happened, bro. I don't understand what we were watching.
Shit, that shit was insane, bro. Straight up in fucking insane.
That was fucking crazy.
Good time. I got nothing else.
Yeah,
I got nothing else, man. That's all I got today. You got anything?
No,
anything else?
That shit's funny. I remember those motherfuckers, man. Like, how did we stumble upon?
We were just watching videos and them shits. Them shits turned up.
Hey, yo, some of those like one hit wonders were kind of cool though. Like that One Life to Live group. I don't know what happened to those niggas, man.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
And Timbo was producing everybody for a minute, nigga. He was
producing everybody.
He's been doing this forever. Just everybody's shit, dog. Like you don't know he's there. You could hear the beat though, nigga. You know it's him.
That's a factoid.
That Timbo sound is there's nothing fucking with it, dog. He's too well rounded. He does everything. He doesn't just do hip hop and rap. He done pop songs. He done country songs, nigga. Rock songs. This nigga did a One Republic song. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a whole different conversation. We're gonna talk about. Y'all gotta get there. Y'all gotta go there to get those bonus ones too, man, because it's about to get real. Yeah, so y'all got nothing. I'm out, man.
All right, out.
Brotherhood, out.
We gotta work on that shit.